we live, and the way we play. So I'm very privileged actually to speak to you because you are the forefront of change. And if you are the forefront of change, everything has to be looked at in a new light, completely new light, especially when you are planning your careers. You have to think out of the box and think differently. So I'm going to guide you today how you should think and how you should spend your time at college and take the full advantage of that. Okay, so let's go. So I talked about you millennials as the very important things. Gen Z were born after 96, grown up on tablets, smartphones, and apps. Gen Y born after 82 to 95, grown up on personal computers, cell phones, and video game systems. Now, the important thing out here about the millennials, that's both the groups, is that you're all tech savvy. So your world is going to be led by technology, and you are the drivers of change with technology being introduced into our lives. Okay, so you are going to be the drivers of change that way. Now, what is digital? When I was, before COVID-19, when I was going around universities and giving talks at colleges, I asked this question of the students: what is digital? And to my utter surprise, nobody could answer that question. I mean, they use different words, different type, but it's surprising that we are getting into that age and we do not know what it means. So, my friends, here I'm giving you what is digital. It is the transaction of information and business from screen to screen. I'll read it out again. The transaction of information and business from screen to screen. Like what we're doing right now. I'm talking to a screen and you're receiving my words on screen. Our life is going to be totally based on all this, including the future of education. It'll be all online education, okay? Initially, it'll be blended of both the systems, but ultimately, it's going to be online education. So therefore, everything, right from your Zomatos to anything, Amazons and all that you do, is going to go from a screen, and the screen can be a mobile screen too. So that is mobile screen, laptop, desktop, pads, and whatever you call it, okay? So there you go. Get your funda right, that this is what our world is going to be, okay? So we've got that. Now, the mantra of the digital society is two words. Two words, one is disruption and the other is innovation, okay? Now, these words may seem very awesome and may seem very big and very difficult to manage, but it is the easiest thing, especially for you people, okay? It'll be very easy for you. Let's take disruption. Disruption means looking at ordinary things around you in life, okay? And saying, is there another way to do things? Let's look at this picture out there. There's this bulb. Bulbs used to always look like that, okay? For decades, ever since the bulb was created, it was always this thing. Till somebody said, why should it be like that? And suddenly we find bulbs which are linear, bulbs which are squiggly and all that. And you got to visit Tokyo and Hong Kong and Las Vegas to know what they have done with bulbs. Okay, the kind of various innovations they've done with bulbs. So your world, the way you are going to navigate yourself in this digital age is looking at everything and saying, and keep your mind in that creative mode, you see, and say, Can it be done in a different way? And suddenly when you keep asking all this, an idea comes. And idea becomes your innovation, okay? Now you may say, sir, I don't have money to build the thing. I don't have family wealth and all. Forget it. There is plenty of money around, okay? Venture capitalists are dying for ideas to give their money, okay? Once your college matures and things like that, venture capitalists can be invited to your college, and they can interact with your students and even see some of the things that you do. So I would like you to think of looking at life in a different way, because you're the ones who are going to change the world, right? If you're going to change the world now, let's start thinking that way. How can we change the world for the better and for the better of humanity? Okay. Now, let's take, for example, a table napkin, you know, the napkin that you put on the dining table when we eat. It's always been rectangular or square or what's. Why should it be that? You will ask the question, why can't it be oval? Why can't it be fan shaped? And like that, you are going to question, okay? And when you question, your creative juices come out, and you are able to navigate and hit upon an idea which is yours exclusively. And really the best stories are that you may become millionaires at a very young age, okay? So that is the promise that is there for you. And I hope that you can all grab it, okay? Now, but let's look at what the situation is today. This is a study by the World Bank, which shows the brown chocolate bars are the working age population in 2016, okay? Now we are in 2020. So in 2016 is the kind of chocolate bars, long things. Then the beige ones, the beige color, is the jobs that will be available by 2027. Now, do you see the huge, huge difference between the demand and supply? So I hope by the end of this particular session, I will be able to change the way you look and do, to be always in that beige spot, okay? Now, it is possible that you will be asked to move out of that beige spot and go on to the brown spot, okay? So I'm going to tell you what you're going to do then also, okay? Now, the thing is, you have a very great benefit and advantage, and that is you got the resources to do higher education, okay? In that brown bars are a lot of people who have studied up to 8th class, up to 10th class, who may have finished school also, may have done 1 year of college and dropped out, and all of them are there. But you are very lucky that you have the resources to be in higher education and do something with yourself. Just remember that the time you spent in your college now, you have to turn it around. You'll have to turn it around to your advantage. I know this is the age when we like to do masti and fool around and all that kind of thing. Even I was your age and I was in college also, and there was a lot of masti and all that because of the lot of distractions we get now that we are in the open world. But unfortunately, in your age, you'll have to use your college time to make it very, very productive for yourselves, okay? It is, because I'll tell you why, a little later on, why it is so important. Okay, so this is the story, and this brown thing is always going to keep on expanding. Remember that. Okay, all righty. Then we have this personal career plan. You people have 4 options. Okay, option number 1 is to join your family business if you do have. Option number 2 is to start your own business, which you can very easily. In today's world, all you need is a laptop, a room, and a Wi-Fi and a desk, and you can start your business. Okay, so you're in that lucky age. So you can start your business if you want to, and I'm giving you options now itself. Option number 3 is to take on a job, which is that blue square. Okay, and option number 4 is to go in for higher studies. You are at that light pink box. Okay, you're at the light pink box right now, and you have these 4 options to go to. If you have a little better, if you have intelligence and you're willing to go on for higher studies and go on to do your PhD, you can go get into academia. Okay, and or if you see, there's another green box called specialization. Now, specialization is a very, very important thing, and I'll tell you why. Okay, because there is a time in your career, if you're working, that you have to re-engineer yourself. Okay, now if you look at the blue box, okay, you will see the line between blue box and entrepreneurship, just 11 years. That means, my friends, by the time you reach the age of 35, 40, the organization is going to say, thank you very much, goodbye. This is what's going to happen. Okay. Yes, if you want to stretch it beyond 35 and 40, then you will not be in the number 1 technology top kind of hotels. You will go into smaller hotels. That means you go into B cities, C cities, and there are a lot of guest houses, motels, and things like that you could work and continue your working career, because they will take time to get that level of technology tech and will be following the old patterns of operation. So you have to make choices, and that is the thing. You can continue wherever in your present swing. But now I'm preparing you for something higher to get into the best, that's what I'm talking to you about. Okay, so if that is understood, I'm not talking about the other, because that's very far away. Let's think of the immediate. And the immediate for me, one thing is for sure, that you are going to be an entrepreneur ultimately. So please be ready. Now, why would you be displaced? Is because industry is looking for youth. Okay. Now, youth, why do they like youth? Because youth will come from colleges with the latest knowledge, youths and skills, and the youth will have a lot of energy and they can work for long hours. 3, they are very ambitious and they will work very hard. Okay. But I'm going to share something in my research on Gen Zs and Ys. Okay. And that is the Gen Zs do not plan to be corporate slaves. No. They want to be their own masters. So before you leave college, I urge you to have a business plan under your armpit, ready and walk out. Because willy-nilly, there is a chance that you will have to start your own thing. And it's easy. Don't be scared about it. Now, so there you go, my friends, and that's how your pattern of life is. So you're really planning for two careers. One is the one where you'll work and gather experience, and the other one, which is at the age of 35, 40, you will be using your plan B. Okay, now I'm giving you the secret of success. And the secret of success in your age is the formula: fun plus mastery plus network. Let me read again. Fun plus mastery plus network. Fun is your passion. God has given all of us talent. There's no one who hasn't have a talent. Okay? Everyone has a talent. We need to now introspect and discover that fun, and discover that fun in college itself, and see what is it that that makes me go over and over again, okay, and that I enjoy. I'll be talking more about each one of them. Mastery is about competencies, and competencies is it's a group word for knowledge, skills, and behavior. Okay, so things like soft skills and all come in very much in terms of competencies. And finally, network, which is, it's not enough that you have skills and you know it, but you also need to have contacts who will promote you, in your career. Okay. So keep this formula very carefully, and this is the secret of success. Now, you'll have to work on these three parameters. Let's look at fun. Look at the amount of qualities that come out of you when you're having fun. You lose track of time. You're very creative. Talking about track of time, when I was writing my second book, because I like writing, that's my fun. When I was writing my second book, I remember I started at 4 o'clock in the evening, and I didn't know when my wife came back. I didn't know when my children came back, and I kept on writing. Then somewhere I suddenly heard birds cheeping. I said, what are they cheeping at the middle of the night, you know? And then I realized it was dawn, it was morning. I was so lost in time when I made my first draft, you know. That is the kind of thing you do. You lose track of time, okay? Very creative when you're having fun. You make friends easily, become confident, have boundless energy. Temperature does not matter. Look at the IPL cricketers, okay? They play at the worst time in India as far as weather goes. It is hot, it is humid, and conditions are really bad. But do they mind? No. Why? Because they're having fun. So when they are having their fun, which is cricket, temperature doesn't matter, you see. Then tolerance improves, you want to become better, you're anxious to showcase yourself always. I remember sitting next to a cricketer at one of the IPLs, a very tense match. And he was sitting there, and I told him, I said, you must be feeling very lucky, happy that you're sitting on the bench and not there, because it's such a tense match. He says, on the contrary, I wish I was there. I wish I can run up there and be part of that. He says, I'm feeling so frustrated sitting on the bench. In other words, he likes to showcase, wanted to showcase, he wanted to help his team, you know. So those are the things that fun brings out. And you feel complete as a human being, okay? Okay, now let's come to the second part. And the second part is mastery. Now, I want to say one thing to you students. Your playground is not your campus. is not your gully, is not your colony, it's not your state, it's not your country. Your playground is the whole world. And remember that. If you're not making it somewhere in India, you can always go somewhere else and work, because it's a globalized world. And by the way, Indians are sought after because they are very hardworking and intelligent. And of course, you guys are tech savvy, okay? And there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students going abroad, people going abroad and taking jobs. You're very lucky that your institution sends you and gives you a flavor of working abroad in New Zealand. And that's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful, you know. So therefore, I say, you see a little tab on the top, it says improve your English. Because English is the common language of the globalized world, okay? So you need to improve your English. This is the time, as a matter of fact, when you're in lockdown, to do an online course on improving your English, if you need to, okay? Now, for mastery, if you think that your education will stop the moment you graduate from your college, forget it. You will have to learn right through your life, because things are changing so fast, it is easy to get outdated, okay? Outdated. So you need to keep yourself abreast. In your field, you don't have to do about everything. In your field that you've chosen, get the latest certification in the field, subscribe to journals in the field, enroll in trade associations of your field, make network of similar experts, spend extra time free to learn the craft, download talks by experts from YouTube, explore communities, and be flexible to change your fun, because things are changing so fast, okay? Now we come to network. It is not only what you know, but also whom you know. So you must start your network. And you know who you will start with? Your batchmates, your classmates. Be with them, be in touch with them right through. Form a group of your batchmates, exchange fun and all that, be there. You will never, many of them are going to be great people. And you never know when they can help you in your career, you know, and they would like to do it, being known to you at this time. This is the age when you are all innocent, you know, and that is why, this is the time when you share your joys and sorrows. I mean, you see people getting an F, you see people being pulled up by a faculty, and all those things, you know, and also the joys about being recognized for some good work that you've done. So this whole process of joy and sorrow creates a tremendous bond amongst yourselves. So please, it should have started in school actually, okay, but never mind. You can start with your own batchmates right now, okay? Now let's look at your college life, okay? In college, this is a buffet, okay? You know what a buffet is. You may have seen it at weddings and parties and things like that. Now just imagine that instead of, food, each dish is a subject, okay? So when you go to a buffet, normally what do? You like to try a little of everything, okay? And then suddenly you discover something that is very much to your taste and you like it. And that particular thing, you will go for a second helping and you'll go for a third helping. And not only that, you'll tell everybody, oh, try that, that's very good. Okay. Now, you must find your fun in this buffet. which subject appeals to you and which is your best. You get a lot of joy in that particular subject, okay? So there are people who like numeracy and may like to do accounting. Some people are very good, all of you are tech savvy, may want to continue in IT. Some may be, IT in hospitality. And some of you may be good with the hands, so you want to go into kitchens and things like that, kinetic. So you have to find your fun in this buffet that you are exposed to. Luckily, you're exposed to all these subjects and you have to get through to it, okay? So once you have found your fun, what you now is the next step is your mastery. Your faculty are your best allies at the present moment. And it is in your interest that you chase them, whatever, bribe them with tea and coffee, but try to get as much of knowledge of the subject that you have fun with. The difference between my generations and your generation is this. In my generation, life used to go on, it was the same thing, but your generation, you have to create your own life. Nobody will create for you. You're all alone. You have to think about it, and you will create your own career and life, okay? It goes to life also, okay? All right. Now let's look at working life, how it's going to be. The working life in your world is going to be like an ODI cricket team. Okay, so here is the team and the team management, as they call it. Let's assume they are the general managers of the hotel. Okay. Now, what do they want here as part of the team? Are specialists. So you have a left-hand specialist, you have a right-hand specialist, you have a one-down specialist, a middle-order batsman specialist, wicket-keeper batsman specialist. All-rounders in our world, it means multi-skilled people, and similar with the bowlers, okay? And that's how your life is going to be. The organizations are going to be filled with specialists, okay? And the specialists have to deliver for the organization. You will see there are two words in blue. One is talent and the other is workhorses, okay? Talent is God's given gift to you on that particular area. Let's look at cricket. And you have become a millionaire because of that talent, okay? But if you see Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Dhoni, okay, KL Rahul, they are millionaires, okay? They are millionaires. And why? Because they put in the hard work during their younger stages in their fun, and they reach the stage where now they can demand their price. So just like that, the organization is going to have different functions of specialists, and you have to fit into that team. So what organizations are saying now is they will look for unique specialism. If one of us, by the way, your interviews will be done online. Okay, I'll be talking about it later, but that's it. And so how do you know your skills online? Is by making a, what do you call this, video clip of your skill. And if it's unique, if it can add value to the organization, you're selected. And not only that, You can demand the price you want. You can say, this is my skill, sir, and this is what I feel is a fair salary that I should get. Now, the beautiful thing about your generation, I'm talking about Gen Z, is that you are not looking for positions now. You're not looking for, I want to be manager, junior managers, middle management, senior management, supervisor. I mean, you're not interested in position. You are interested in skills and expansion this way, growth in learning, growth in knowledge. And you will have a lot of challenge because technology will be changing and all that kind of things will be happening on the move. So you will have to a lot of catching up to do. Okay. So there you go. Remember the ODI cricket team. Now the workhorses are the ones who are there. They'll add a 20, 30, you know, in the middle. They may even make a 50 or make even a century in their whole cricket cricketing career, but they're not consistent. They are not the ones who can get the team out of trouble. It's the talent who does that normally. They are consistent, and every third inning they will come up with a big score. So it's okay if you are a workhorse because you need to be there to keep the wheels moving. But the talents are the one who are the ones who will make a lot of money. Okay, and they will be the ones who will be the key pillars of the organization. So now, so far, your world has changed in terms of your career. Okay. There's another thing called point casting, that in a huge subject, you may decide to become a specialist in a very small area. Okay. Let's take front office. Okay. In front office, you may say, I want to only specialize in revenue management. That's it. And I'll spend all my energies, all my learning, all my experience to be a master at revenue management. Similarly, in say food production, you may like to say, okay, I like to do butter sculpture or I like to do ice carving. And that's it, you know. And you become a master, like you say, master chef. You may be a master ice specialist or a master butter specialist. So there you go. I mean, you can do all those kind of things for yourself. Okay. I had a student who was very good at just exotic icing on a cake. So she was working for a hotel and they really liked it. She could make, you know, Cinderella, Shrek, and all those characters out of icing, you know. She became so famous and knew herself. She said, why do I have to work for somebody? I'll do it on my own. She opened a little bake shop. And her icing by then had become famous. And she said, that's my business. So that's the benefit of being a master. You can start your own business at your choice, whenever you choose. Okay. All right. Organizations too are changing. In the industrial age, that's the last industrial age, not this industrial age, they had hierarchical pyramid, you know. So you had a top management, you had a senior management, junior management, supervisors, skilled staff, semi-skilled staff, and trainees right at the bottom. And it used to take a whole lifetime to reach the top. Well, this is not going to hold water with you guys. Okay? Because as I said to you, Gen Z is not interested in positions at all. So what is going to happen is that the organizations is going to look like this. It is the inverted pyramid. Who's the boss out here now? It's the frontline staff. These are the people who are getting the money into the organization, and they deserve to be recognized, paid well, because now they are moving away from the normal, say, a receptionist that we know in a hotel to a knowledge worker. And why is it a knowledge worker? Because she's going to be using a lot of softwares and technology, okay? Their job, the frontline staff's job, is to give customers a delightful experience. And by the way, who are the customers? It's your generations only. It's not old fuddy-duddies like me. So the Gen Y and the Gen Z are going to be the future customers, okay? And one thing they are looking for in giving their patronage to is an exciting interaction and experience when they deal with an organization, okay? So there you go. Then to help the frontline staff are the technical support. These are the people like the IT, digital marketing, human resources, talent management, and all these people who accounting and all, who will be giving support to the front line, okay? And their job is to see there is no downtime in any of their softwares that the frontline are using, or anything that they're keeping a close ear to the frontline and what feedbacks they are giving, okay? And finally, you have the leadership right at the bottom, okay? And this leadership is not that they are right at the bottom, actually. They are going to be business managers and not hoteliers. So the general manager of your hotel is not going to come from the hospitality stream, will come from a MBA stream, okay? They will be business management and they will not interfere with operations. They will not interfere with operations because they have given full autonomy, full empowerment, good salaries to these people to perform, okay? So they're leaving them alone. They'll have a team leader in front line or a team leader in this thing. And the team leader is actually not a boss, but a member of the team, okay? That's it. But is coordinating things, but not a boss when you say a team leader, okay? You are very much part of the team, you're working with the team, you're contributing to the team. That is a team leader, okay? Now, let's look at the front line. Who are the front line? Any employee in direct or indirect contact with the paying customers, okay? And these is the roles of the future frontline people. They are actually management roles. Operational planning and budgeting, scheduling and team allocation, accountable for results through customer delight, monitoring results and self-audit, problem solving, teamwork, also with outsourced teams. I'll talk about that later. Maintaining service standards. So the role of the front line is to take over all these things that the management were concerned about and say, we'll run it. Now do you see how much of money they'll get because they're doing all these things? But don't be worried that in college I'm not doing planning, budgeting and all this. What is going to happen is that all these functions are going to be having digital applications, okay? You will have software and things like that, which will help you in your budgeting, which will help you in your team allocation, which will help you in auditing and all that thing. So you have to know your technology and operate those things to make that benefit for you. Okay, and look at the frontline competencies. Okay, the first thing that is in the frontline competencies is smile. I cannot tell you more, emphasize this more. If you do not have a natural smile, don't even think of joining the front line. Don't even think. Because when I used to interview when I was in OCLD and I was interviewing students, or when I was in Welcome Group, I was interviewing students for our various management training programs. The first thing I saw a student when they walked in is that student smiling. I know interviews are very tense and all that, and so is operations. But you have to be cool, calm, and you have to smile. Because if you smile, the customer gives a smile back at you. Yeah. But there are some people just don't have a natural smile, okay? So those people better look at the second row of things for themselves. You can't be looking like a Dukhi Atma in the front, okay? You have to be happy, smiling like those people in the picture. They're all smiling, and you feel like smiling back at them. Another thing is self-managing. We children in India are very, very badly spoiled. There's somebody who wakes us in the morning. There's somebody who puts on the geyser for us. There's somebody who's giving you your juice or your tea in the morning. Somebody who makes your bed. Somebody who makes your breakfast. Somebody who drops you to your school. Come on. You cannot have those kind of habits in the world you are getting into. Okay? So folks, what I'm telling you is start doing things yourself. You have to you think the people who go abroad have a lovely time, they get the first time, they get a cultural shock because they have to do everything. Okay, they'll have to do everything. So start learning to do things yourself and how to get around and do things like that. Don't depend on anyone. Your objective is not to depend on anyone, but to be self-sustaining, because this is the quality that is required by the front office people, or the frontline people. You're very good at managing yourself. You're not waiting for somebody to, help you. You're on automatic, Relational, of course, relational with people. You're good with people, service-oriented, tech-savvy, no problem with you guys. Creative problem solvers, well-groomed and disciplined, okay? So these are the competencies that are required of frontline competencies. And of course, the skills are all that planning thing, which could be, most of them can be done through technology, okay? Software and technology. Okay, now let's come to the specialist. Who's a specialist? An ultimate authority in a specialized field. Ultimate. That means before you pass out of college, you have to be a master at something. This is a huge shift because organizations are not looking at generalists, they are looking at specialists, okay? So these are the competencies of the specialists. So they have to have the highest qualifications in the field, continuous learning, upgraded certifications, quality execution, add value to frontline staff, creative problem solvers, innovators, adaptive to new technologies. Now, there is one thing I want to tell you, and this is something that your generation is okay with, okay? And that is, if you haven't reached mastery by the end of your term in the college. Okay, let's see. It is okay to take a sabbatical for another 6 months or a year to become a master at it. Okay, so don't be in a hurry that I have to get into a job. What you have to be in a hurry is to be a master at a skill. That's your priority. Okay, so you have to be a master at your skill. So it's okay that you now in your planning processes, you're going in it. If you remember when I showed you the career chart, I told you about a green box which said specialization. Now that's the green box, okay? That's the green box where now you are going to another level. You may even go abroad to improve your, like one of my students, what she did was, her fun was Thai food. I don't know how, but she loved Thai food and wanted to be a perfect chef of Thai food. So in the holidays, she told her dad, I want to go to Bangkok. And she went to Bangkok, spent her holidays. Normally it's a 2-month holiday, but she worked with a free. She worked with a chef, you know, out there, and learned the trade and came back as a master Thai food person. And she started giving demonstrations to people how to make Thai food. Okay, so that's it. You can take a break, and you can do it while in college itself. Or how are you spending your time in during this period? Now, in this period of lockdown, if you haven't added a skill to you yourself, then you wasted your time. This is what I'm saying to you. You have wasted your time. You should have learned something new, because now you have the time to do that. Okay. Righto. Just to let you know what is the leadership team like, it is something totally different. Okay. You'll have the general business manager, that's the GM, strategic planners and business developers, finance and money market traders, mergers and acquisition experts, corporate affairs, government liaison and CSR, talent consultant, acquisition, deployment and alignment, legal advisors, company secretaries, corporate communications, technocrats. Now, what I want to say to you is that if you want to be part of this stream of leadership, you can. So what you will do is after college, you would take the higher education route. And in the higher education route, you will do your business management. And now, armed with your hospitality background plus business management, you'll be the first choice for recruitment for leadership positions, isn't it? So you know the business, and now you're also a business manager. So there you go. So you can choose whether you want to be part of this. But again, all these positions are specialist positions, okay? One person can't do all these things. They may have knowledge of it, a little bit of knowledge of it, but they are not the experts in it, okay? And many of you who specialize in something can even start your own business on that and consultancy service. That's how it is done. These are the competencies required for leaders: envisioning, strategic planning, motivating, managing change, legal knowledge and compliance, performance management, basic technical knowledge, soft skills. I give a lot of importance to soft skills, and social engagement. Okay. I am coming to my time. Now let's come to the job scenario after COVID-19. Okay, so that's your world, which I've given you. Now start thinking and start being independent and go for it. Simple. Now, let's look at what's the new world for you after COVID-19. In college, you're going to prepare three things. You're going to discover your fun and discover the skill you want to have. Okay. You're going to learn soft skills. You're going to learn entrepreneurial skills. I suppose you know what is soft skills. Soft skills is things like communication, body language, things like body language, then problem solving, teamwork, all these are soft skills. Okay, so these soft skills are important because the industry, you are very lucky to choosing hospitality, by the way. Okay, because many of the other industries, and I'll show you the industry shortly, are looking for your skills that you have learned in hospitality. Okay, why? Is because customer is king and queen. So now they're looking at those qualities which you have in college for interacting with their customers. Okay. Now I'm going to take you to jobs. I won't take you to management jobs and specialization. There's a new thing coming up, thing in hospitality. And that is that hotels are now going to concentrate only on rooms business. They will provide the space for other things like restaurants, a banquet hall, a spa, a beauty salon. They'll create the space and rent it out to an outsource agency. And that's where your strength comes in as a business, okay? To be an outsourced service to a hotel. My experience in Dubai is that all the hotels have moved towards that direction. When I went to Paris, all outsourced. I went to London, outsourced, except fine hotels like the Grosvenor House and all, they may have their own kitchen and that kind of thing. But then I went to Calgary, went to Toronto, Los Angeles, San Diego, all outsourced services. And they're getting into what is called leasing business, okay? So you will find one position here called the estate manager. The estate manager is one who will lease out and look at the contracts and blah, 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 and all that, okay? And find reliable outsourced people for this, for their jobs. That's why in the hotel, the hotel industry in America is called the lodging industry, okay? So it's the lodging industry because they're concentrating only on the rooms. Soon, even in India, everybody is now, after COVID-19, they may start looking at only rooms and outsourcing. So you have owners of outsourcing services here, which makes you very much part of the jobs that are going to be there. Now, other jobs and entrepreneurial opportunities are, if you want to be the old people, not the young thing, if you want to go on the old stream, you can go into all these areas, B and C cities, bed and breakfast, guest houses, unbranded hotels, highway motels, okay, transferable businesses, outsourced services and own businesses. So these things you can do with old skills, okay? I cannot emphasize the importance of entrepreneurship. And as I say, I would like every student to walk out with a business plan under their arm. Okay. Now, I won't go into, I was talking to business management students and all these things concerned with them. But this concerns with you, hoteliers. If you have a camera, I want you to take a picture of this slide, okay, if you want to. And these are the outsourced businesses that you can get into. You could get into become a gym, housekeeping services, a bakery supplier, a butchery supplier, school catering, college catering, corporate catering. I remember in Calgary, there was a couple, both from hotel management, who in the back of their van, they had a carpet shampoo machine. They used to pull out this machine, go to hotels and said, do you have any carpets to shampoo? And they said, yeah, we have 2 or 3 they will give. And they used to go and do carpet shampooing, and they used to go from hotel to hotel and say, do you have? And they're minting money just with carpet shampooing. This is what you call point casting, that of all the things I'm doing, I'm going to point cast at carpet shampooing, okay? So then you have florists, you have creches. They're important now that women are coming in a big way into the workforce. There will be need for creches at work spots and hotels. So many of these things are there, okay? Pest control will be a #1 thing, but don't imagine yourself with a big canister in the back and you're doing puss, puss, puss. No, you're going to be the boss and you will have these fellows who are specialists. And since you are a specialist, you'll be able to guide them, okay? And pest control, now with COVID-19, #1 thing, okay? A quick this thing about one of my students decided to do point casting and started saying, I will be a linen supplier. He's in Dubai now, a linen supplier, okay? So he went around the world, he understood what is linen, went to the factories and found out all the qualities, Egypt, China, everywhere. And today he is supplying the linen for all the hotels in Dubai. He's a millionaire, and he came to see me in a Jaguar car and saying, hello, sir. So all of you have that opportunity with you, okay, to do that. And I'm sure you can do it, okay? Just believe in yourself, okay? I think I've ended. Only one more slide I want to show is, I told you there are a lot of organizations who are looking for transferable skills, okay? And one of these agents, these are the people who are looking at hospitality students: hospitals, retails and malls, airlines, guest houses, highway motels, cruise lines, cinema halls, food courts, catering services, resorts, restaurants and bars. You can own a guest house yourself. You can own a B&B yourself. You have just 1 or 2 rooms available in your house. You can give it to Oyo or somebody like that, you know, and they will find their tourists for you because they have a platform, you know. Food journalism, academia and research. Okay, so you can do, you have a lot of things to do. You can. The main #1 is to find out your skill. I finished, but I came across a very unique organization called Yummy-Idea. And these people, I'll tell these people to get in touch with Mr. Vipul Bhandari. And what they do is during this COVID time, and it's very difficult time, they are bringing the chefs who are working in industry in touch to be a mentor of students in food production. Okay, and they will bring them up to a certain level of skill, and they will give a recommendatory certificate to say this person is a master at this particular field. So it's worth, the person who will contact is a person by the name of Tappan Garg. I found this is again done by students. A very unique thing, keeping in mind the today's scenario and things like that. Okay, folks, I've finished, and now I want you to ask questions if you have any. Anyone with questions? I will close this thing now, my presentation. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. It was such a learning and such an innovative session. Now, I would request everyone to share their views, queries, and straight away you can speak to the Dr. Sudhir Andrews. Everyone is on unmute now. You can contact sir by chat or by the question right away.
Actually, chat is the best.
Chat would be the best.
Yeah, I think so.
We can do that. Any questions students have, or any queries in their mind from student participants, guests? Okay, sir. So we are all sorted, sir. I believe everyone is all clear about the session.
Okay, good.
And it was such a learning session. Now I'll share the screen with our HOD production, who will be doing the closing note. Over to you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Andrews, for coming here and giving your best knowledge to us, even though I'm also not a student now. And since it's been a long time, I really wanted to see you, but not able to see you. And today I got an opportunity. And for that, I'm very much thankful with you and everyone who is here on this platform today. And right now, one of my colleagues, Mr. Parag Kumar, is also there. He is my batchmate, and he must be definitely be honored to see you today. And today's knowledge was so good, sir, that it is really, I am feeling freshened up again. And it was really, really good. And I really wish that one day you come to Servo in person and share your knowledge, sir, please. And today's session was really good. And Mr. Ravi Singh, our general manager, he's also here today on the platform. And I believe he's listening to us. And I'm very much honored that everyone is here. All the big shots are here. And so the students have gained a very beautiful knowledge today. Even though I really want, I will stick to this screen since the time you were there. Thank you so much, sir. And it's an honor that you have been our guest. Thank you so much, sir. So much, so much. Wish you again.
Thank you, everybody.
And be safe, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Obliged. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. And I wish you all success in your careers. Yes, I would love to come and visit your college once the thing is a little open and see you personally. It'll be a joy, really.
Please,
I wish
sir.
you all the best and thank Mr. Vipul Bhandari once again for this opportunity. And
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good, no? मजा आ गया